Welcome to the President's Diary, where we take a look at His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali's week of activities. His Excellency started his week by announcing a 50% increase in the stipends for Tushaus and their deputies. Senior councillors of Amerindian communities and regional councillors will also benefit from increases. Dr. Ali was at the time addressing the opening ceremony of the 5-day National Tushau Council Conference at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, Liliendal.
In order to continue to improve our systems and to make people more accountable and to keeping with what we would have committed to do, every single regional councillor in the administrative regions of this country will see an improvement in their stipend from $10,000 to $30,000.
Addressing the Amerindian leaders, President Ali reaffirmed the government's commitment to developing the living standard of Guyana's First People. He noted that successive PPPC governments have always believed in dialogue with indigenous leaders, and this is demonstrated in the continuous outreaches. So far, 97% of Amerindian villages have been reached by government officials.
Every successive PPP civic government was to do the best we can do for Amerindian communities and Amerindian people. Not just because we want to do it, but because you are no different from the rest of the population and you must be treated in the same respect, with the same dignity and honor like all of the population. Those are the fundamental principles that we adhere to, that we support.
Solidifying his commitment to Amerindians, President Ali announced a further $3 billion for Amerindian development to improve their quality of life.
Next week, Thursday, we will proceed to the National Assembly to pass a supplementary provision to have $3 billion dedicated to the Amerindian development, to the development of your community. This is outside of the $50 billion we have already spent in the last 2 years. $3 billion dedicated to the work you have done yesterday in the categories I mentioned.
During the conference, President Ali encouraged indigenous leaders to identify core issues and formulate plans that could be implemented to improve their lives. Some of the main issues identified were youth development, food security, and the need for better delivery of education and healthcare services.
In the coming weeks, you will see members of cabinet coming to join you in your communities in crystallizing these plans. Within that $3 billion, we will set aside $250 million for youth projects, youth empowerment projects.
Government will be providing training to Amerindians to provide critical government services in their communities.
We are going to take every single eligible candidate from the hinterland community who can be trained to become health workers, nurses, teachers, teaching assistants, and teaching aides. We're going to take those persons and develop a common comprehensive program to provide the training for all of them so that they can have the required skills to serve their communities, and more importantly, they will come on the government employment system to support the delivery of efficient, reliable service in every single one of these communities.
President Ali also witnessed the turning of the sod for the construction of a new Demerara Bank Limited branch in Lenora, Region 3. The $150 million investment is expected to bolster economic development in the region and also benefit 75,000 residents.
Understanding the direction in which the country is going, understanding the development agenda of the country, Demerara Bank created a vehicle to support that development agenda. And it is in this context that I really want to congratulate you. Moving here also shows that you are actively working in sync with the development agenda of the country and the government.
President Ali also visited the Sheriff Medical Hospital and the Westside Mall, both under construction at Demerara in Region 3. President Ali is cognizant of the high cost of our construction materials globally and is redoubling efforts to mitigate the price increase locally.
We are now looking at the opening up of a sand pit that would be managed by one of the government agencies, and that is to bring some balance in terms of the prices, because with the booming construction and what is expected, it is going to continue to put pressure on the supply side because demand is not falling back. Demand is increasing rapidly.
President Ali also spoke of major developments happening in the region, like the construction of a superhighway.
Way down there, it is approximately in that vicinity that the second phase of the new highway will come to connect all the way into Puerto Rico. So that gives you a bearing as to what is going to occur here in the development of this area. Behind the stadium that we just had a view of, there's an area there that will be developed into light commercial, like a light commercial district with some sort of professional residential area. So these are some of the things, and in every single area in the country, we're developing these growth hubs and these growth poles to span out development or to expand the development reach that is occurring nationally.
President Ali also met with the visiting Regional Director for Latin America and the Caribbean for the United Nations Development Coordination Office, Roberto Valent. Also present at the meeting was a senior minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, and the U.S. Resident Coordinator in Guyana, Yasmin Urak. President Dr. Irfan Ali also attended the reception to celebrate Canada Day 2022. President Ali extended best wishes to the government and the people of Canada while recognizing the country's contributions to Guyana and the rest of the world. Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, several other cabinet ministers, government officials, and the diplomatic community also attended the event. Canada Day, formerly known as Dominion Day, is the national day of Canada that celebrates the anniversary of the Canadian Confederation, which occurred on July 1, 1867. The head of state also met with award-winning international artist Samuel Medas, international recording artist Calvin Burnett, and international producer Joel Brown to discuss the trio's proposal and involvement in the expansion of the One Guyana initiative. President Ali welcomes the involvement of anyone desirous of working in tandem to push the initiative forward and to expand the underlying message of unity across Guyana. President Ali also hosted a dinner at State House in honor of Amerindian leaders attending the NTC Conference 2022. President Ali told the guests that he is proud of the work they have accomplished and they were coming together in the One Guyana spirit under the One Guyana banner for the event. President Dr. Irfan Ali hosted a discourse with Global Peace Ambassador Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar and members of his cabinet and ministers at State House. Gurudev is an Indian yogi and a spiritual leader and is in Guyana as part of his Global Peace campaign.
Peace can only be achieved if internally we are at peace ourselves. And for each of us to be at peace, basic elements of our survival, basic elements of what constitute us as human beings must be met. And that is a responsibility that leaders have to ensure that they implement policies that uplift humanity, policies that contribute to equity, to social justice, to economic justice, a balancing of spirituality with humanity.
This has been the President's Diary, where we took a look at His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali's week of activities. Thank you for watching, and do join us again next week.